Hello and welcome to Fruitlands Museum. My name is Christie Jackson and I'm the Senior Curator and Curator of the show Polly Thayer Starr, Near the Essence. And I'm here to tell you a little bit about some of the favorite images and artworks that I have in this show. I want to start by first introducing you to Polly Thayer Starr. Polly had a 75-year career in the Boston area, and today her artworks are in over 20 different museums across the country. She went through all of the formal training that one would ever expect and hope for a very successful artist, but she also rebelled against it. That's a word that she used because she had this wonderful training and wanted to then use it and sort of attempt to discover and find her own creative path. I'm going to show you a few of the wonderful pieces in this section. Right here we have Helen Stevens Coolidge, and this is a portrait that now hangs at the Stevens Coolidge estate, which is up in Andover, Massachusetts, in a Trustees of Reservations property. And what I love about it is the color is so bold. And when her husband saw this, he said, "You have gotten to the essence. You see in her eyes what I see." And we have a wonderful note kind of talking about how great this is and how much they've been waiting for it for 20 years to be painted, and Polly was the woman to do it. We're lucky enough to also have discovered as part of the show the sketch that was created first before the portrait was painted. And Polly really thought about the setting and the hand gestures, the textiles, and she looked to old masters to help her to understand how color should be used and how placement of people and gazes were really important to the artwork. We also have this wonderful portrait here, and you'll see that she's draped in black. And when she was working on this in New York City, she actually went to the Met to look at Goya's work, because she talked about how Goya used black so wonderfully when many painters were sort of worried about it, and it was the absence of color, but for her, it really could bring a character to life. And so in these sketches, you see that she's playing on that a little bit as well. She also has quite an inventive and sort of discovery spirit in her, and that's something that we talk about all the time. This was originally her desk in her studio. It's a grand desk. And one of her friends talked about how there was always a massive activity going on here, with papers and artworks piled high. For visitors to the museum, we've recreated some of her sketchbooks so they can look through and see her process of how she would take notes and little sketches along the way. We also have a wonderful loan of some of the items that were originally on this desk, and you'll see that they're things that a scientist might have. There's magnifying glasses and prisms. There's even a little lizard who would have mail in his mouth and sit very gracefully on the desk. So she really had this sense of being an explorer and really passionately exploring what her world around her was like. So Polly, in her formal training, again had this wonderful artistic sense about her, but really it was also the process of discovery that made her so remarkable. From these most important and elegant portraits to the sketchbooks that are here today. Thanks for coming to Fruitlands Museum. Bye-bye.